Hello everyone, we have tried out some one-image animate framework like Animate Anyone and Control Next SVD, but the most stable and getting the best result, I think, is still Mimic Motion. Previously, we have talked about Mimic Motion works with live portrait, and saw some requests you guys want to change background for the animation like how we did in AnimateDiff before. In this video, we are going to add this in the Mimic Motion workflow and try it with other short video scenes. Let's do it. So we're here in the new versions of this workflow. Right now, at the time of recording, I'm testing with some other motions. This is the previous example shown in the videos combined, which I'm using to change backgrounds. This is a newly added group for adding videos as a background for the change background in this group. It was the remove background in the previous versions that I showed in the last videos about Mimic Motion. And this green backdrop background removal group is now changed to another way to integrate with the video's background. And we're able to produce that in this change backgrounds group. Also, the connection of using segment anything and replacing the background is using the same method that we've used in the last group to change the green backdrop for a static image. Or you want to replace another static image behind the character and there's nothing different in that part. But here we have the AnimateDiff video to video group, which again, I've used a similar method before in the COG Video X5B workflow, and I'm using similar techniques in this AnimateDiff refiner group. But then, at the beginning of receiving those image frames, I tried to use the canny edge and smoothen the edge of the characters after the background removal by segment anything. I have tried line art, but it doesn't look smooth, so I went for canny edge preprocessor because there are a lot of edges that don't look good. You get some white space in between the character and the transparency of the backgrounds. So we have to fix those, like what we see in this example right now is better. We don't have any white spots or things after making the character transparent and moving into a new background video. And that way we'll be able to look more natural. So here's a side-by-side comparison between the one without edge fix and just background removal. And we have the right side, which is the edge fix after the background removal, and we replace the background using another new video for that video's generated result. And we put that into AnimateDiff to smoothen everything, doing one sampling one more time. And lastly, we come to the face swap, where we restore our character's face. Now I'm using the same face as what I have in the Mimic Motion reference image. And one more thing is that in Mimic Motion's generated result here, as you can see, there's still a lot of noise going on, and it's good to remove the background and do some creative things. That is, totally change how we look from the reference image, although we're still using the character from the reference image. And right here, we have this upscaler using tile upscale, and we have the live portrait group. And we're going to delete these two groups because in this workflow right now, I just want to focus on one thing, which is doing the animations for character motions. So in the next examples, we're going to try out short scenes for emotions like this guy walking. And there's some depth created in this, like this source video, the guy walking through the tunnel. And we can transfer it using these cyber-style rooms of new videos for the backgrounds. And we can try it using one-time generation together in this scenario. So right here, I've made sure all these groups are enabled and we have to turn off the face swap because there's no face to replace or restore in this video scene. Starting from the reference loader, we load our reference video, which is the guy walking through the tunnel. That's the short video motion. We want to replicate that character pose, so set that frame cap to 60. Just a short demo for this video. Next, we're going to set the reference image for the character. And again, you can use the image generated by Restyles, which is this group. I disabled this group. Currently, you can use a text prompt or image to image to generate the reference image, but I've already got the reference image by using this woman walking through the forest, and we're going to use this as a character image. So after we place the image file path, we can move on to the next steps for this video setup, where we have to set the dimensions, the width and height. Usually that's, very practical stuff that we have to do. And right now we have the new backgrounds group to create and preview one more time, which is this one. The cyber-style computer rooms with hallways walking through. We'll be using this as the background and skip the first 50 frames, those dark areas, and then we can start from the middle of that. So make sure your new background video is correct and move on to change backgrounds groups. Actually, there's nothing you have to configure in this change backgrounds group. If you're using that for generally one-person characters or one character, you want to do segmentation, and those images are coming from the new video background. Below that, we have the SD loader, for which I'm using the SD 1.5 loader, or you can use SDXL as well. Depends on your preference. For me, I like to use SD 1.5 with AnimateDiff, so set that up. Very basic. Have, a standard text prompt, and you can use different VAE. Give a try with different VAE and pass those data into this group, which is the AnimateDiff refiner. I call this, and here, starting from the canny edge to cut out the character shape and form. And then we mask the character using this node for masks surrounding the character. And then blur those edges and pass those data to AnimateDiff. Do one-time refinement, make everything smoother, and we pass lastly to the face swap for restoring the face. But in this scenario, our video scene doesn't have a face. So we can get started. So in the preview videos, as you can see here, we have the guy walking through the tunnel. We have the woman walking into the forest as the image reference, and we capture the pose of the guy walking through the tunnel. This is a short clip, 2 seconds here. Just give it a try for a demo. So we got the result here. Pretty smooth. Let's check out the first one, which is the Mimic Motion result without changing the background. And as you can see in Mimic Motion, there's some problems that the background is moving along with the character's motions, which this framework is built for. Videos, dance TikTok, short dance videos, those kinds of motions. So when we want to do something else with that, we have to work around it, and we have to remove the background that is not following the character motions along. And right here, we have the after background change of the character walking through, although in the same direction, walking through the tunnel or into the forest. But this time, we are walking through the hallways of this cyber-futuristic room full of computers on the side. And this is the refiner of the animated, with which we enhance the character. After removing the background, some edges from the segment anything in mass, blur those edges and fix that in AnimateDiff. We have done a lot of scenarios before in the AnimateDiff video-to-video workflow, but then we bring this technique to this workflow for a little help for Mimic Motion after removing the background. So as you can see, this example only removes background after a Mimic Motion, and this example is to remove the background and refine it, smoothing the whole motions with animate difference, which is a lot better on the edge of the character. So next videos, I might try out multi-characters using Mimic Motion. I show a demo of it in the Patreon group before, and you guys can, try this if you're interested in that. So I will see you guys in the next videos. Have a nice day. See ya.